responsibility with that. And I think we'll touch on that a bit later, how we're going to try and make a
Yeah,
difference together.
absolutely. I totally agree with you. I think what it fe I mean, obviously they are comparing this or even, putting this across as even a worse situation than the World War. So we have no idea what happened back then. It would have been crazy for people who experienced that. But the thing right now is that you literally have no other option but to follow what's been told.
Yeah.
And for some people, it's been so tough because, we're just not used to listening or doing the correct thing. It's a bit sad to see as well when, people don't follow one vision, one goal, and it can make such a huge difference. I mean, people understand that today that if everyone gets together and work in the right direction, special things can happen. Things
Mm.
can come back to normal sooner than what people might think if they push in one direction. And yeah, it's actually surreal. I never thought we are going to see a time like this ever.
I can I can
It's just
compare
come
that.
so quickly.
I can
Mm.
actually compare that to cricket a lot. I
Hmm.
think you'll relate with the fact that definitely in my career, very often you feel like you're a
Mm.
million miles away from achieving anything. And
Yep.
basically that never say die attitude, never giving up, pushing harder, pushing
Yep.
harder. Before you know it, things happen so quickly and so
Yep.
dramatically that you look around and you go like, hold on, I've just achieved something that no one else in the history has achieved before. And I think you can say that quite a bit about yourself and
Mm.
your stats. But we
Mm.
as cricketers, we never look at our stats
Mm.
that often. But looking back at a lot of hard work, all of a sudden magic happens. And I think we're in a similar kind of situation than some of our cricket games and cricket careers. If we just push on for a bit longer, there might not
Yep.
seem like there's light at the end of the tunnel, but before you know it, doors open up and the light comes
Yep.
through. Uh,
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. I think as sportsmen, it or sportswomen, it teaches us a lot to keep bouncing back. That's
mm.
something that is ingrained in us, and yeah, that should come on the surface for everyone. And we can totally relate to that mindset. We can keep pushing people in the right direction, keep motivating them, and that I think is our contribution right now. Apart from all the things
Uh,
that we do from financial side of things, helping people and charities and stuff, but apart from that, I think it's the motivation. It's touching the right emotion in people that really brings out the best in them, and
I
that's
don't know
something
if,
that we
yeah, 100%, and I don't know if
definitely
you're the
can do.
same, but it almost feels like your hands are tied in these times.
Yeah.
We want to do a lot, but you're locked up in your house. And I think from a mental freshness point of view and staying positive, it's important not to be too hard on yourself. Try and give a
Mm.
hand where you can, but don't
Mm.
pull yourself down when you feel like you're not changing the world in one day. It takes
Mm.
time,
Mm.
and every little
Mm.
bit
Mm.
helps. So
Mm.
certainly for me, I felt like, you know what, I've had a big following because of my cricket over the years,
Mm.
and I'm not doing enough. I tell my wife every night,
Mm.
I don't feel like I'm doing anything.
Mm.
And
Mm.
then she gives me the peace of mind, like, just stay patient. You are actually, I'll remember that guy, remember this. You are helping,
Mm.
and I think
Mm.
if you're
Mm.
patiently
Mm.
doing something positive every day,
Mm.
the big sum will eventually be something special.
I totally
Uh,
agree with you. I think when you do something for someone, it has to be special. It has to be something that makes an impact on their lives. And
uh,
not everyone has to publicize it. Not everyone has to put it out there and, show the world what I'm doing or what not.
100%.
Unfortunately, that's the kind of validation everyone's seeking. But you
Mm.
have to choose to live life in the right manner, and you
Uh,
have to choose to do the right thing. And as you said, Danielle is your pillar of strength for me in my life. Anushka is definitely that person who always pushes me in that direction.
uh,
If anything is off, any kind of motivation, any kind of support, we're both there for each other. And I think we're blessed to have a great life partner and great people around us. And yeah, I've seen you impact people in a way that it's very different. It's very special. It's not out there. It's not for the world to watch, but the
mm.
things you say to people, the way you come across, you treat them certainly makes an impact on them. And I've seen that inside the change room. And I was just thinking from that note, I remember the first time we met after you were picked up by RCB. I
Uh,
remember it was in Johannesburg, and we came down the tunnel. You guys were finishing practice, or yeah, correct. You guys were finishing practice. We were just starting ours, and I came and said hello, and I said we're going to be playing together, and you were like, I'm excited for that. It was a very brief chat. Didn't know after so many years, after what, 9 years, we'll be such good friends and have a
uh,
great journey together. And yeah, it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful to create a lot of memories.
It's an interesting story because it's a very human thing to do. Is when you hear about someone for quite a few years, and about you
Mm.
has told me a lot about you
Yeah.
leading up to. I mean, I think you were 18, 19, 20 when you started playing for RCB, and Bouchy would tell
Mm.
me about you.
Mm.
And having known you for 3 years, but never have met you, never meeting you in
Mm.
that time, you sort of, it's a human thing to sort of put a bit of defense around yourself, you know. So
Yeah.
certainly, I remember walking up the tunnel, and even though I said hi, my defenses were definitely up. Like, hold on, I don't quite trust this guy yet. I've heard a lot about him. I've seen the hair, I've seen the style. I'm not convinced,
Yeah.
but it didn't take me long to get to know you a bit better and to see the human side in you, which luckily over the last few years, because of what you've achieved, a lot of people have seen that human side. Where
Mm.
if that didn't happen, and for a lot of people, I don't think everyone gets to enjoy the human side of them. You just see
Yep.
this image. But
Mm.
anyway, there's a good spirit inside of your body, and Biscuit, we all have a lot of respect for you and everything you've achieved.
Thanks, my
Okay,
brother. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
that's enough of that.
Yeah, it's a bit emotional, getting a bit dramatic. But listen, I was actually talking to Anushka about this, and RCB shared a picture of the first game that I played for RCB, and
Yeah,
now it's been 12 years. It was in 2008, and now we're in 2020, and it's such an amazing journey. It's so surreal. You've been here 9 years yourself,
yeah.
and it's been so amazing to actually look back and think. For a lot of people, it's all about, obviously we want to achieve the ultimate goal. For RCB, we've come close thrice, haven't been able to. That's always going to be our dream together. But I was just thinking, looking back at this journey, I was like, and we just sat down and spoke about it. I was like, there is no way in any scenario that I can ever think of leaving this team because of the journey we've had, because of the love and the care the franchise has shown, the fans have shown. You can feel emotional about the season going well or not, but to have that loyalty with Bangalore, with RCB, it's been quite surreal. I don't know what you feel about it, but I just got this emotion. I was like, man, till the time I'm playing IPL, regardless of how we play, I am never leaving this team. There is no
Look,
chance in any situation that I'm going to play for anyone else.
not everyone is as sure of staying in a side as you are. So that has certainly been my inspiration for quite a few years now. I'd never
Mm,
want to leave Bangalore, but I know I've got to
yeah.
score runs if I want to stay there. So that's really pushed me, and obviously the fans. But
Mm, mm,
it is crazy when you look back, and that I want to touch on. It's something that's on my mind a lot. Is how people
mm,
harp on stats and hundreds and big performances, and as nice as that is, every time I look back on memories of the IPL or playing for South Africa or any team for that matter, you think of relationships and
yeah.
connections and friends, and you
Yeah.
don't really. Yes, in the back of my mind, hey, I played a nice knock there. It's more often
Mm,
than not people remind me of that. It's not myself thinking of it,
mm,
but you think special. You think about special moments and the crowd's
mm,
atmosphere. So
yeah.
those are the kind of things I don't want to ever give away. I want to be
Yeah.
in Bangalore for that for I don't know how many years to come. So hopefully the IPL will happen this year. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, we have no clarity whatsoever at the moment,
Uh,
but I'm quite optimistic. At some stage, we will definitely have something because
uh,
things are moving in the right direction. And it's actually quite amazing because when people get back from this, when things are back to normal, I don't see things getting back to normal in the same manner that they were before everything happened. I think there are going to be a lot of changes.
mm,
Lot of discipline has to be shown by people everywhere, is what I'm
uh,
thinking. People have to respect guidelines and rules and all that. That surely, I think, is going to be our future. But whenever people come back to watch games or, the players come back to play, there's going to be such different energy and pure enjoyment because what I've seen in this phase is there are a lot of times when you get egoistic and you think, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. In reality, you're controlling nothing. No one
uh,
can do anything in the current situation. We all have to swallow our ego, just follow what's been told, and just be grateful for life. Try and help those who are in need, and that's all. We should be so grateful that we are able to sit in comfortable environments at a stage where so many people are struggling for food. And it
Wow.
really puts things in perspective, when you don't have control of anything, you can't even get out of your own house. How can we claim to do something and make something happen? All we can do is just enjoy and just have a good attitude and give everything that we have. And I think it's drastically going to change the enjoyment part of things for a lot of people. People are going to stop getting so serious about their own games or results and all that sort of stuff. I think that
Uh,
that pure love for everything is really going to come up on the surface. I don't know if you agree or not, but that's something I feel
uh,
might help.
yeah, there's a lot of things that'll never be the same again. That's for sure. And
Mm,
you touched on it briefly, and it's certainly something that I've become more aware of because of this pandemic. Is the hunger there is around the world.
mm,
It's huge, and it breaks my heart. I don't know how to deal with it. That people are
I know,
suffering, that they can't get food on the table. I mean,
I know.
yeah, it really gets to me. So my focus has been on that quite a lot, and those are
Mm,
the kind of causes that I've been supporting, is really just trying to get food on tables, and in
mm,
people's hands.
mm,
And
mm,
I can't think of anything worse than not being able to give your family food. So that's
mm,
been my focus, and certainly for the next, well, for the rest of my life, I'll try and make a difference when it comes to that. Obviously, different areas as well, but I
mm,
think
mm.
that's quite a big problem we have.
Yeah, I think nothing, I don't think there's anything greater than that. Nothing hurts you more than seeing people just struggling for a
Uh,
meal. And as
uh,
I said, for the daily wage workers, it was all about working.